Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bandit Supianchai. I'm CEO of BCPG, and on my left side is Kunintira, our Chief Financial Officer. So first of all, I would like to thanks to Stock Exchange of Thailand having us today, giving us the opportunities to do a kind of what do you call it, the digital roadshow, and it's very first time here in Thailand, and we are very honored to be invited. All right, so I would like to start with the a bit on our company overview, and then Kunitra will follow by Kunitra on the performance, and then we get back again at the end for the looking forward of the company. On slide number, page number six, okay, the BCPG, it used to be one of the business unit of Bangchak Corporation as a group. Bangchak Corporation basically is the national oil company. The government directly and indirectly owns the company around 40%, and the balance of 60% is the public. It's listed in the stock market. We have Bangchak Corporation have 5 business units, starting from the oil and gas exploration, then refinery, and then the retail business, which is the gas station in throughout the countries. So you can see that these 3 business units, it's we can say it is the integration of petroleum supply chain, and another one is the bio-based product business. All right, and the last one is ourselves. It's the green power business. We have been developing the solar farm here in Thailand, and we built around 180 megawatts. And after completion, the board of directors have the idea to spin off this business and then list in the stock market. So that's why. Can we have the next slide, please? So you can see we restructured the business, and the BCPG has been incorporated in the year 2015. All right, and all the solar asset that I just mentioned in 180 megawatt has been transferred to BCPG. So from that point, we start do our expansion program by we acquire one of the biggest platform in solar platform in Japan. The portfolio is somewhere around 200 megawatts, consisted of the operating asset and developed asset. And then after we successfully acquired the solar business in Japan, we are listed in Thai stock market by the year 2016. All right, and last year 2017 it was kind of quite successful year, very tiring year. We successfully again acquire another 2 projects in 2 geography, in 2 countries. Where we acquire the wind farm business in Philippines, and also another project we acquired the geothermal power plant in Indonesia. So we our share price since we do the IPO, it's quite it is more than 2 times from day one at the end of last year, and all the values generated that's come from our achievement from our expansion from last year. All right, and the highlight of the last year 2017 was in the on the next slide. All right, so as I mentioned that we acquired one of the big portfolio around 200 megawatts of solar in Japan, and we try to enhance the value of the portfolio, introducing a new technology of EPC. We renegotiate and secure the lower financial cost, and also we also negotiate with the seller to get a better price. So by doing that 3 things, our value in Japan has been increasing quite significantly. All right, and that's the Japan part. Get back a bit into Thailand. We always participate in Thai government renewable energy scheme. Last year, there's a project so-called actually it's the solar agricultural cooperatives, and all right. So we also participate on that, and we successfully secure about 10 megawatts, 9 megawatts, 9 megawatts for Thailand solar farm. All right, and again, the Philippines and Indonesia are our new space that we have been enter into another 2 new technologies. So we are pure play green power plant. We produce only renewable energy, green power, with a good mix of the technology. We have solar, we have wind, and we have geothermal in 4 countries in Southeast Asia: Thailand, Japan, Philippines, and Indonesia. All right. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, then put it on. And all right, so this is probably just another slide to elaborate a bit more on our activities in different geography. All right, so in existing operation, what we have been doing. Okay, Japan, Thailand. All right, as I mentioned earlier, and for business partnership, we also join hands with one of the best startup in the world, so-called the Power Ledger from Australia. They have developed the peer-to-peer energy trading platform using a blockchain technology. So this is a retail business where we are moving into. So we try to demonstrate to the Thai government that the peer-to-peer energy trading or electricity trading using blockchain can be one of the mechanism to lower our energy cost in Thailand. All right, and we join hands with one of the property developer, one of the biggest property developer, to put this platform in place, and it will be completed pretty soon. So we are very exciting in this initiative. So in Thailand we are going to have residential communities where the tenants can trade their own energy through the trading platform peer-to-peer fashion under the blockchain backed technology. Okay, we are the first one who doing this, and not only in Thailand, I think in Southeast Asia. I think this is one of the innovation initiatives in our group. Okay. All right. So acquisition I have mentioned already. So okay, so this is the summary of our portfolio. You can see on page number 10, Thailand. You can see the operating asset and the plans in the pipeline to be built in the orange color, same as Japan, Philippines, Indonesia. So look at our portfolio. So it's, as I mentioned, it's 3 technology in 4 countries, and we have been delivered a big growth, almost 2 times from year 2016 to year 2017 in terms of megawatt increase or organic growth. Right. This is just a nice picture of our small solar farm in Japan. And you can see the Fuji mountain behind. And okay, next slide please. Right. So the project located in Gotemba area, and this is one of the program that we try to introduce a social enterprise business model. We built solar farm in their farmer land, but under our panel, the community still keep growing doing their agriculture. All right. So you can see that they have some small plants under the panel. So that agriculture land still they still have to plant the small tree like that. Okay, so Kunintara will show you on our financial performance of last year.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you have some questions, you can start to send the questions now. Okay, I start with the key business drivers. The COD of new projects drove electricity generation growth. You can see that during the past 3 years, as Kun Bandit mentioned, in the 2015 we have like 180 megawatts, and then we add more on the cooperative model, another 7 megawatt in nearly the end of the year 2016. But then the year 2017, that project been operate for the full year, and then add more by the another 5 megawatt. Okay. So you can see the growth year over year, 2017 over 16 is around 4.2% growth. Okay, that's in Thailand. This is in Thailand, and this is by quarter for last year. You can see that it's a seasonal impact also. Summer times are in second quarter, and third quarter it's a rainy season, and in fact fourth quarter is supposed to be winter time, but last year is more like rainy.
Right.
Okay, so the sun irradiation, the number of hours per day during the past 3 years have been dropping, but because we add more capacity, so we have the increase in the electricity generation. Okay, in Japan, we just acquired from Sun Edison in the year 2016, and which at that time we have like the major one is Nikaho project coming in totally around 16.5 megawatts. But then the year 2017, the Nikaho projects is full year operation, and then we had like Nagi projects, another 10.5 megawatts add on for like 9 months. So you can see that the electricity generation increased from 19.5 to 30 megawatts. And in terms of sun irradiation, it's better in Japan. It's getting better. Last year over the year 2016. By quarter, you can see that in Japan, snow in first quarter and in fourth quarter. Okay, so just give you the idea of our plans. In terms of revenue, in terms of million baht, this is million baht. As I informed you earlier, the adding on both in Thailand and in Japan has enhanced the value in terms of revenue. So the cumulated annual growth rate during the past 3 years is around 4.8%. Okay, coming from the new project in Thailand and Japan, as I already mentioned. The effective tariff is another factor apart from the quantity. Last page is more quantity. This one is more on the price, right? The effective tariff. This one calculate on the base tariff in Thailand, exclude the FIT. It's dropping, but because we add more on, the revenue still increasing. In Japan, the new project Naki that we had add on, that one they call it FIT, feed-in tariff. It's 36 yen, so that's why it's decreased from 40 yen. After blending, it's average to be 38.95 yen. Okay, it's not that dropping, but because of the new project, it's 36 yen mixing. Okay. The revenue, when compared from the year 2016 to the year 2017, we have a growth in Thailand for around 0.4%. The add-on is more from the solar cooperative, 12 megawatt, another 96 million baht. But the dropping come from the irradiation, as I explained you, there's a drop around 1.5%, which account around minus 44%, minus 44 million baht. And plant degradation around 22 million baht, which is still in line with our prediction, which takes account around 0.74%. And then the plant performance minus 6, and the tariff 13 million baht, which dropping around 2.2%, as I have already informed. This is in Thailand. Okay. In Japan, the increase quite a lot, around 90% year over year. The main increase is from the new capacity from Nikaho, full year, and the Naki coming in March last year. Irradiation in Japan is better also. And the minus one is a plant degradation and plant performance, which is as expected. Okay. In terms of EBITDA, last year over the year 2016, there's a growth around 6%. Okay. And EBITDA margin is around 72%. Okay, you may ask how come the year 2016 the EBITDA dropping. This is mainly because there's a one-time acquisition of Sun Edison, and also we do the IPO and the restructuring. Okay, but that's a one-time thing. And then last year there's an increase, but the increase is not that much because we also, when we acquired the two large projects in Philippines, the wind farm and the geothermal in Indonesia, we have some one-time acquisition costs, which you're not going to see it in the next, the year 2018, except we have acquired a new M&A projects on that. Okay. We talk about the share of profit from associate, the two projects that we invest in Philippines and Indonesia. We recognize the share of profit around 750 million baht, which 340 come from wind from Philippines, and 408 from geothermal. Okay, we try to do it adjusted so you get the idea. If suppose we hold the share from the beginning of the year, then our sharing of the share profit should be something like 54 million baht, right? And then when we do the PPA, price purchase allocation, we do the fair value compared to the price we paid, and we have gained on it around 308 million baht, which is one time. Amortization is around 21.6 million baht. Okay, so total last year we got like 341. Okay, and the geothermal, suppose we hold it for the full year, then we gain like we recognize the share profit around 570 million baht, and gain on purchase around 57 million. Amortization is around 220, so we got like 408. Okay, so total we get 750. This is the wind farm in Philippines. You can see that in Philippines it's more like a seasonal also. The high season is the first quarter and the fourth quarter. The second and the third is more like the low season, except unless there's a monsoon coming in. Okay. The year 2016 there's a storm coming in, so that's a high figure here. But last year there's not. Okay. And the capacity factor on average in the year 2017 is around 31%, whereas in the year 2016 is 33%. This is supposed to be like in the cycle, the low cycle of the 15-year cycle. So we expect that the year 2018 is improving. Okay. And this is the geothermal project in Indonesia. They have three assets in Wayang Windu and Salak and Darajat. We acquired the shares in the month of July last year, whereas the company itself just acquired Salak and Darajat from Chevron in March last year also. So if you remember the figure I explained to you, how come the share profit not so high? That's it because they also have recognized the acquisition cost of themselves when they acquire Salak and Darajat. Okay. In terms of financing costs, you see there's increasing. The main reason of the increasing last year cost of debt is because we have the business acquisition of the geothermal, mainly geothermal, and also the wind farm in Philippines. Okay, so that's why the increase. But the cost of debt is declined from 3.9% to 3.2%. Okay, and if we see the structure of a tenor, you see that the longer tenor is longer than 5 years. We have like 59%, and the medium term like 1 to 5 years around 32%, and less than 1 year around 8%. So we don't have much constraint on the have to fight to repay back the principal in the near future. We don't have that constraint. Also, in terms of the currency, debt by currency, we have Japanese yen around 33%, and Thai baht around 44%, and US dollar around 3%. In terms of profit, from what I have explained to you, this is the 3-year profit. Last year we have an increase around 31% year over year. And the net margin is around 61% net margin. Okay. As I explained you, strong last year net profit growth is mainly from the investment in association, wind and geothermal. But the year 2016 is because one-time cost, both the acquisition in the Sun Edison and also the IPO and company restructure. Okay. In terms of financial position, the total asset during the past 3 years, we increased like 66% from around 12 billion baht to be 32 billion baht, right? Equity around 55% and liability around 45%. The ratio liability to equity, debt to equity is still okay. It's around 1.23 times. And our policy, financial covenants, DE ratio is not higher than 3 times. And outstanding debt is around 7 billion baht, so we still have room debt capacity for another 26 billion baht. Okay. In terms of dividend policy, I may go fast because we ran out of time. we have the 40% dividend payout policy, but depends on the economic situation and the expansion project, right? Last year we pay like 69 satang, but it's paid from the year 2015 around 9 satang, and the 60 satang from the operation of the 2016 itself, okay, which payout ratio around 62.7%. Dividend yield for last year, we pay around 61 satang for last year, which is around 60.4% of the consolidated profit. Dividend yield is around 2.7%. Okay. And so we are still in the top quartile of the total shareholder return, around 70% when compared to the company in the set 100, and seem to be number one in utility sector. Okay. So going forward from Bandit.
Right. All right. So I saw some questions pop up. So Kunintara will prepare herself to reply on that. So let me make a summary and share to you on our future a bit. So you can see our portfolio so far, our business model so-called, a wholesale. We have power plant, 3 technologies in 4 countries. When we sell it to the government in a long term sales agreement, long-term contract, and our margin or return is decreasing because the subsidization or the purchase price from the government are declining over time, while we see the retail price are quite good, you know. So our thinking commercially is that we just move to retail. All right. So our next chapter is this. You can see our more retail activities, but I didn't say that we will switch over 100% from today to tomorrow, that we won't do any more in wholesale business. So our power plant, in terms of megawatt expansion, we still have to do it. Retail market, it needs time to be developed. All right, but within next 3 to 5 years, you can see quite big changes in our portfolio mix between wholesale and retail. So this is what we are moving forward. And doing retail, of course, you have all the technology of big data, AI, blockchain things are ready to be in place. So that we are developing that with the state-of-the-art technology in order to be differentiated and demand more value. All right. So
the question asking how do we calculate our amortization for the assets. We calculate by the usage life of each asset, right? For example, in the wind farm in Philippines, we use like 23 years according to the life of the major equipment there. In geothermal, depends on the location of the plants, which vary between like 23 to 27 years, depends on the location of that plant. Okay, in terms of utilization, we may use for example, the Philippine capacity factor. For last year, the wind farm is used around 31%. Okay, but for the geothermal, depends on the location also. I think in Wayang we do is around 99%. In Salak Darajat maybe almost 90%, something like that. Okay, so roughly figure.
Right. May I add on that, because geothermal is quite high rate with a stable operation, because the heat or the thermal underground, it's quite, we have a big reserve. But wind, it's quite fluctuate. There's a seasonal effect in wind energy from quarter to quarter, from year to year. So that's quite natural.
Okay.
All right, so I think that we ran out of the time. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If they still have some questions, they can contact our IR team.
Right.
Thank you very much.
We can reply later on.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.